What's wrong with my hearing aids? That's our topic today on Ask the Hearing Doctors. Hi, I'm Jim Cuddy, and this is Ask the Hearing Doctors, and I'm joined today by Dr. Travis Stehauer, Doctor of Audiology with Hearing Doctors, the Washington, D.C. area's highest-rated audiology practice with over 1,500 five-star reviews. Travis, great to see you.
Thank you. You too.
Well, thank you. So, I'm having terrible time with my hearing aids. I don't know what to do. They've stopped working. Do I need to call my audiologist, or are there things that I can do before I call my audiologist?
There's certainly some things you can try. So first, just don't panic. It'll all be fine. No one will die. It's probably just clogged with wax, or maybe needs a new battery. And there are some very easy troubleshooting steps that you can try before giving us a call. And of course, if that doesn't work, we would love to see you, and we'll make sure it gets working.
Yeah. Sorry, so let's talk about some of those things. Let's talk, I guess cleaning them would be one.
Yeah.
What's the proper way to go about clearing or cleaning your hearing aids?
Yes, so we do recommend some regular maintenance. The more often you follow the directions of your audiologist to clean them, I usually recommend a few times a week. It does depend a little bit on your hearing aid and how much wax you make and a few things like that. But it can be very helpful to just give them some brushing, and the exact parts your audiologist should maybe go over, the speaker and the microphone to clean them up. But you should have a brush to clean them. A soft, dry cloth can be helpful to wipe them off if they're getting a little oily or waxy. You don't necessarily want to use a tissue because the little fibers can kind of come apart and clog up the hearing aid. So you should just a soft, dry cloth. You don't want to use any water or any alcohol wipes to clean them because that can actually do some damage to the hearing aids. So there are some wipes that are made specifically for hearing aids, audio wipes that you can get from your audiologist to clean them, but sometimes just brushing is enough, but it depends.
Now, I know my hearing aids are charged, but I'm not quite sure if I'm hearing properly or not. Is there anything I can kind of test real quickly before I make that phone call?
Yeah, so usually the easiest way, I think, is to just do a little scratch on the microphone. So whether your microphone is on top or in the ear, just a little bit of scratching, and you should be able to hear a pretty distinct, clear sound out of it. And if you're not hearing that, then something's not working right.
And then it's time to make the phone call.
Right.
Sure. How important is it to really understand the different parts of your hearing aid?
Yeah, it's definitely helpful, and that's why you always want to ask questions whenever you're there for the fitting or the follow-up or the 6-month checkup that we do. Just ask. If you're not entirely sure what parts you should be cleaning, or you don't quite remember. There's a lot that we go over at the fitting and the follow-up. So if you don't remember every last detail, I'm not entirely surprised, but that's what we're here for, to review how to clean that, because we want your hearing aids to last as long as possible, and to have you have to come in or send them in for repair as infrequently as possible.
And I think it is important to point out that you do go over this with patients, before they walk out, so you're not just sending them off out on their own. So
good luck.
Yeah, right. None of that here. That goes very thorough. But it is a lot to remember, and it is a lot to try and take in.
Certainly.
And obviously, this doesn't happen very often where they just completely go out on you and that kind of thing. What are some other things you can do? I mean, there's got to be, I guess, even as basic as checking your batteries.
Yes, there have been a few times, and I won't name names, that patients have come in and said, my hearing aids aren't working, and it turns out all that was wrong was the battery was dead. So it is possible that even if you put one in recently, that maybe that particular one is a dud, and it just didn't last as long, or might even be dead right in the packaging. You do want to look at the packaging, especially if you get them somewhere other than us. They can sit for a long time on the supermarket shelf. So it could be that if you got the hearing aids somewhere, or the batteries from somewhere other than us, it might already be close to the expiration date or past it. And then it's a lot more likely that those batteries aren't working.
And I've done all of these things. I've taken all of these at-home steps. I'm still not hearing anything.
It could be your wax guard. So depending on how much wax you make, we might give a recommendation about exactly how often to change the wax guard. But if the hearing aid's not working, I would suggest trying that. Maybe it's clogged, especially if you can see it, if you look at it and you can see there seems to be some wax in there. That it could just be that the hearing aid actually is on, it's just that it's not making any sound because the wax is totally clogging the speaker.
So once I've done everything that we've talked about here today, I still don't have any luck. I've even done the wax guard. Now it's time to make that phone call.
Yeah, we'd love to see you and we'll make sure it gets working.
Sounds good. Travis, thanks again for being with us.
You're welcome.
If you're in the Washington metropolitan area and you'd like to schedule an appointment with Hearing Doctors, click the link in the description or visit hearingdoctors.com.